PS5 and Xbox Series X are the two premium consoles on the market right now. Whilst both are great machines, each console does have their own strengths and weaknesses. In this video we're going to compare key aspects of both platforms, evaluate where they need to improve, and see which is the overall better buy in 2023. So in terms of hardware design, it's safe to say that Sony and Microsoft have taken different approaches. The PS5 is more of a statement design that's been created to stand out and have that futuristic next-gen look. Whether they've succeeded in this is a matter of personal taste. For me, it's certainly a distinctive design, but it's also rather large and awkward looking. On the other hand, the Series X has more of a minimalist industrial look, and it's been designed to blend in more with your existing setup and environment. Whilst the Series X isn't as awkwardly sized as the PS5, it's still a fairly chunky console. Hopefully we'll see smaller hardware revisions for both machines in the next year or so. For me, by far the best console design this generation is the Xbox Series S, featuring the perfect combination of minimalist looks and small form factor. When it comes to the supply controllers, it's fair to say the DualSense on PS5 has the advantage, offering increased functionality with its adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. This is particularly impressive on Sony first-party games like Horizon and Astro's Playroom, offering a more immersive gaming experience. However, this increased functionality does affect battery life, which in my experience only lasts 5 or 6 hours before you need to recharge. So if you get a PS5, you ideally need two controllers so you always have one charged and ready to go. I have the official charging dock, which is an essential PS5 accessory. As always, I've left links to all the products you see in the description below. Whilst the Xbox controller doesn't have the haptic feedback of the DualSense, it's still a great controller to use. The ergonomics are just about perfect, and I do prefer the asymmetric layout of the analog sticks. Battery life is really solid, although I do use a charging stand so I never have to physically swap out the batteries. So in terms of the UI and home screen, I feel like both platforms could use some improvements. The PS5 home screen looks the part at a surface level. You get individual wallpaper images when you cycle through your game collection. I also like the fact that you can pin games to the primary menu and create custom folders or game lists. That being said, we don't have any PS4 style themes, and I must say I find all the resume activity reminders slightly annoying. Does anyone actually use these? The Xbox home screen is also a real mixed bag. On the positive side, you can choose your system accent colours and also customise the background with wallpapers or game art. What isn't so great is that you can't customise or pin tiles on the primary top level menu. For me, this menu should only contain your recently played games. I don't like the fact that recently opened apps are also mixed in there, so hopefully they can address this in a future update. So in terms of AAA exclusive first party games, you'd have to say that PlayStation has been the stronger platform so far, both in terms of game quality and the rate at which they've been released. Since the PS5 launch, we've already had Demon's Souls, Spider-Man, Ratchet & Clank, GT7, Horizon Forbidden West and God of War. If you enjoy story-driven single-player games, then PlayStation has got you covered. Whilst on Xbox things have been a little thin on the ground, at least in terms of AAA exclusives. Halo Infinite was a major release, but received a mixed response from fans. However, Forza Horizon 5 has been a huge success. I absolutely love this game and still play it now. It should also be said that you do get some quality indie titles on Xbox. Ultimately though, the fact is Xbox does need more major exclusives. Thankfully 2023 is looking brighter, with Starfield, Redfall, Forza Motorsport and Minecraft Legends all set to drop this year. So when we compare subscription services, it's fair to say that Microsoft and Sony have adopted different strategies. It feels like Game Pass is absolutely central to Microsoft's strategy as to how you access and play games on the Xbox platform. As well as a large library of older games to play, you get all Xbox exclusive games on day of release at no extra cost. You also get some excellent third-party games on release day included too. I've really enjoyed titles like Sniper Elite 5 and High on Life, and the fact I didn't have to pay any extra money to play them. So whilst Xbox doesn't have as many AAA exclusives as PlayStation, with a Game Pass subscription, it feels like you always have something to play and look forward to. PS Plus on the other hand works differently. There are currently 3 subscription tiers to choose from, each offering monthly game editions and varying amounts of older game titles. These tiers offer a pretty good deal, with the PS Plus Extra tier maybe being the best option for most people. However, even if you opt for the most expensive premium tier, PlayStation exclusive games do not come to the service on day of release. So if you want to play the latest exclusives when they come out, then you'll have to pay full price for them. So gaming is generally more expensive on the PlayStation platform. That being said, I can understand why Sony take this approach. Their big single player exclusives are key to their success, selling in huge numbers and generating big revenue. Overall though, I definitely prefer the Game Pass model and the value for money it offers. So to conclude, which of these consoles is the better buy in 2023? I think that really depends on your budget and the type of games you like to play. If you enjoy narrative-driven single-player games, then the PS5 is hard to beat. PlayStation have an unrivaled library of games of this type. However, I play my Series X more than my PS5. I do all my multiplayer on there, which includes both Forza and FPS games. I love the fact that indie and third-party titles also come to Game Pass. This has helped me discover and enjoy quality games that I likely wouldn't have tried otherwise. The value for money offered by Xbox and Game Pass will also be a key consideration for many consumers. That being said, those killer exclusives mean I'll also be keeping my PS5 for the long haul. I've had some fantastic gaming sessions on PlayStation this generation. I love using the DualSense controller, which only adds to the premium gaming experience that the PS5 offers. So choosing only one of these consoles would be impossible for me. Owning a Series X and a PS5 really gives you the best of both worlds. However, buying both these machines is expensive, so maybe a PS5 and a Series S with Game Pass could also be a great console combination. Let me know which console setup you have in the comments. That's a wrap for this video. I've been Tom Hyphen. Like and subscribe for more gaming and tech content. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks for watching.